Hi all, in last session we have explored how we can validate basically how we can validate the field. In this section we'll explain how we can validate the email address or uh, phone number or zip code. Okay, so we'll see how we can validate. In last section we saw that we just will show the output here. We are given when it's empty, it gives me the error message here. Okay, and if I put some details here, then the error message will get vanished. Okay, so like this way, now I'm going to show you how we can validate the things. Okay, so in to validate the email address, so what I do, I will write the separate function to validate the email address. Okay, so let's see how we can validate the email address. Now while validating the email address, I write here function validate email. Okay, function validate email, and I write here curly braces, and I say I need to take the value of email ID where email ID is equal to document dot dot my form dot this is our field email dot value, and means what I'm doing, I just capture the email ID value here. After that, the value, which is a string, okay, value, whatever the value I have written in email, which is the string. So string, I'm going to use the different string functions here. So I'm just checking while the email ID means how we'll write the email ID. We write the email ID like this at the rate xyz.com. So this is the correct format of email ID. So while writing the email ID, we need to make sure that at the rate needs to be there and dot is there. So what I'm doing here, I will check position of at the rate, and this at the rate before the dot, and there needs to be some character in between these two. Okay, but there should be the at the rate and dot needs to be there. So what I'm doing, I'm just checking getting the position of the at pause. I'll say at pause means at the rate, position of the at the rate. In that I say id dot email id dot, then I'll say here index of, there is a function index. Let me comment this email id. I just write here email id dot index of the character at the rate, and what I do, I'll just do this. Okay, and now at pause, then dot pause means what I'm saying, at the rate position and dot position, you can say email id dot index of the position of the dot. So I write here dot, let's say here. Okay, now after that I'll say means I just get the position of at the rate and dot position. Now I just alert this what value it will show us. I just display uh, at pause and and dot pause. Okay, so I will display the at pause and dot pause. Okay, so I just call this validate email, where I can call it here. I just put it above this function because this function is getting called by the a submit button. After getting call, I'll call this validate email. Okay, and it jumps when I call it, then what happened here, it directly call here, means when I call validate function, then it will directly jump from here and come here, and it gives me the alert. Okay, so whatever the value in this we have entered in email field, for which value I just capture the index of the at the rate and dot position. So I'll go in code, I just save this, and here I'll run this. Okay, so here I'm writing some valid email and at the rate dot. Okay, so I just check at the fourth position, at the third position. See, 0, 1, 2, 3. Third position at the rate is there. Third, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 position dot is there. So we are getting it just extract me the position of the at the rate position and dot position. Okay, so after that, so I know that the position here, this first position is 0, 1, 2. This is at the third position, fourth, fifth, sixth, and this is at seventh position. Okay, so like this way we understand that means we are getting the position of the at the rate and the dot. Based on that, we define our logic. What logic we are saying? If at the rate position is less than 1, means there is error. Means at the rate is at the position less than 1, means here at the rate at a third position. If at the rate is less than 1, when I say less than 1, means the value it will be 0. Okay, then it will say true. Less than 1 means it's a less than 1 means 0, minus 1, minus 2. Okay, means if the position of at the rate is here, if the position of the at the rate is here, then again it's a wrong email id. Okay, then there needs to be, this position needs to be middle or something, and after that dot will be there. Okay, after that dot should be there. Okay, so what we are doing, the dot position is here. So here I'm writing one logic here. If at pause less than 1, and here or condition I'm writing. Okay, or dot pause minus at pause is less than 2. Okay, so how what this condition is saying, I just okay, so if dot position, if the dot position is, and now here dot position is at 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7th position is dot. Okay, and third position is at the rate. Okay, so 7 minus 3 is equal to 4. But if it's less than 2, means it's less than 2 means 1, means if like this, if at the rate and again suddenly there will be a dot, means it's a wrong email id. Okay, that's why we write here this condition, and I'm saying here, if this condition will be true, then it will display the error message that it's saying that please, or like we give the valid error message here like this document dot. Okay, so this is a warning message, and I will say up to this, I'll copy this. Okay, in previous session we have written this code, and I just copy this here, and I write here enter. Sorry, I have captured the email. I need to capture, so his email validation is here, so I copy this and paste it here. Okay, now I say enter uh, valid email here. Okay, I'm saying enter valid email. So here, so what happened, email id, it extract the string, in that string index of, index means numbering, just I'll show you, means if there is a string, then the index position, how it will see, let me show you what is the index position. Okay, so I'll write any name here, consider I N D I A. This is India. This is India string. Consider this is India string, and in this India, okay. So this position is a zero. This position is a one. This position is a two. This position is three, and this position is fourth position. Okay. So like this way, the positions of the letter arrange. Okay. Like this way, the position of letters is are arranged. Means see I is at a zeroth index position. This is called it is an index position. Okay, so this is called index position. Okay, now sorry, so index position 0, 1, 2, 3. But string is this is a string, but I separated it in different characters. I separated it in different characters. So 0 is I, 1 at a n position, so it start from 0. If here what happened, I'm saying index position of at the rate means at the rate position. So 0, 1, 2, this is third, and dot position is this is the position. So you know how to calculate. Means this this is the string, and then this is a string, because we write the in email field we write the string here. Okay, email ID string. Now index op means it will extract the position of the at the rate. Okay, and it store in at position. You can set it as a var also, you can say it as a var also. Okay, this variable it take it as a number because this is the index position. Okay, and based on that we write the condition. If at the position is less than 1 means wrong email id. If the dot is before if the dot is before the at the rate, then there is a wrong email id. So this kind of validation we have applied here. Okay, so I will check that how it will work and how it error message is given. We are directly displaying it here in our HTML, and we know this is the span warning message span. We have added in email validate is the span over there. Okay, so I'll go here in output and I run this. Now I just say here, see there is nothing is there, that's why it displaying me minus minus. Okay, now it's showing that our earlier error message enter email. Okay, now I'll enter the wrong email id here. The Okay, so this is a wrong email id 5 and 6. See now, it's actually here it should be it should display the error message here, but it's not showing any error here. So we'll check that why that error is not there, because we have entered the wrong email id here. So I'll go and check that. Okay, so we need to say here return false. Okay, I just return the false. Set the focus on email and validate email document.email index and less than image. Enter valid email id. Okay, so again I'm checking, I refresh it. Okay, I enter the wrong email id and I say okay 23, enter name. Again it's a display up to this to position alert is come there, then it's not entering in this condition. Okay, it's not entering in this condition. Maybe what I do here, 32, let me check the condition issue is there. So so there is some condition issue is there at pose. So now at the rate position is less than 1, or this is a or condition. Okay, means any one of this condition is true, then it will execute. Any one of this false, it will not it will any one of this false, then it will not execute. Okay, so any one of this, see, is if this condition is less than 1, if this condition is true, then any one of this condition is true, then it will execute. Okay, so less than 2, let me check what exactly the issue here. I just at the position add pose and dot pose minus dot pose minus index of a is less than 2. Okay, just a moment. I'm just checking alert, say invalid. Okay, and refresh it, and here giving invalid email id here, submit 3 3 and 4 as per our logic. 3 at pose is a 3 is less than, first condition is true. Sorry, yes, this first condition is true. Then second condition, 3 means 4 minus 3 is less than 2, means it's this condition is see, first condition is false, this condition is true, then it will say invalid, means it enter invalid, it enter here, but it's not displaying this message. Okay, so we just check that what exactly issue here. Document dot email validate inner HTML. So here, as per my understanding here, let me check why it's not displaying the message. Now I go here and press F12, developer tool. I go here in console. So default there is no message in console as well. So document.element. So here what happening, something is overwriting here, overwrite here. Okay, so what I do, after this message it set the focus, but I will say here alert. To hold the screen I put the alert here, blank alert is here. Now I refresh and put the wrong email ID here. Okay, oh, still there is no error message. So let me check why there is no error message. So email validate, get element by email validate. Then let me check email validate is there, span is there. Document dot get element by id inner HTML image source. Enter valid email. Document dot email focus alert. So it execute, but here is some issue. Document dot get element. Why it's not executing? Let me check. On submit, return validate. Then it again go back. Jump here. Then email ID. So it take the email ID here. Why this inner HTML is not displaying image warning, enter email HTML. Correct, but it's not displaying. Yeah, return false here. Fine, return false. There's no issue. But why it's not displaying? Maybe this function, okay, this function is causing the problem. Okay, I'll enter here. See, enter valid email ID. Okay, now it's giving me the exact message, enter valid email ID. So what happened, earlier what happened, this code is executing, and after that it start executing this code. And here in this condition here, what we are saying, we are setting it empty. Okay, that's why it's automatically removed it, that okay, that because it checked that email ID is not empty, and it remove that our message. Okay, so we'll work out on that also. So before that, so we're getting how to validate the email ID. So this is the one way to validate, but here is not a correct position to write the email ID. So what I'm doing now, what I'm doing here, else, in else condition, this is my name and this is email ID. First we check that it should not be empty. Okay, it should not be empty is our first condition. And so if this is empty, then it will give me this message. And another condition is there. See, I'll add it in if else condition. So see, I just add it in bracket, and now I use and condition here and call this validate email message here. Okay, validate email. Okay, now I'm calling the function validate email. Okay, now see what happened. I remove this section, I remove this alert. Okay, I'll remove it and remove this as well. Okay, and remove this alert as well. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I'm just I remove this all those things for better understanding. Here what happened, validate email means uh, once we start executing here, we'll go here, it check that I use here and condition. And condition means either any one of these, sorry, I need to use or condition here. So either any one of these true, either blank, then execute this, or email validation is failed, execute this. Okay, we say enter valid email. Okay, so for blank also we are giving same message, for email validation also we are giving same message. Okay, so here what we are doing here, we just, okay, so we capture here validate email and we capture here email value and we are doing this. Okay, now here uh, what we are doing here, document dot email dot value if blank or validate email means at this position. Okay, so what happened here when we say document dot email is a blank, then also it will execute. Okay, and every time it will check this condition also, it will go here. Okay, if blank, if a blank, it check the condition, nothing is written here means it enter here, it also return the false. Okay, this also see it return the false. Okay, now here see, here we check the condition. Okay, here we check the condition means what exactly. Okay, so so here there is some here. Okay, so what I'm doing here, validate email, it will jump here and check that. Okay, so intentionally what I'm doing here, so it check that email id is true, correct or wrong. Okay, the email id is uh, is email id is wrong, so it will enter here and it return the false here. But when it return the false, it will not enter here. Okay, if both the condition will false, then it will not enter. But still this email id is wrong, but it will jump outside the function if condition. Okay, so for this purpose what we are doing, i'm just writing here I'm just writing here true, means I just want to check that yes, wrong email id, then I return the true here. Once the true will return here, so once the true will return here, then this condition will be true and it display the things here, right? So we'll check that and we are displaying the same message. Okay, here I'll go here, I refresh it. Okay, if even though I write here something and and the wrong email ID. Okay, and say submit. Okay, it say enter valid email. Again I say submit. You say enter a valid email here. Okay, this condition fulfilled. Here enter valid email ID. If I enter valid email ID, say like this. Okay, that's it. Again it executes successfully. So like this way we validate the email ID using the JavaScript. Okay, so there is another way. Okay, this is a bit complicated to perform, and this is the if you we go through this way, this is a bit complicated to implement. Okay, so there is another way to implement to validate the string, so which is called as match function. Okay, so which is through the regular expression. What I'm saying, validation through the regular expression. I write here a scope of variable and validation through the regular expression. So what is this regular expression? Okay, what is this regular expression? A regular expression means it match the string. Okay, it match the string. So means uh, in a string there is a match function is there. Okay, if we go in the string here, if we go here, JavaScript and match function here. Okay, so here we understand that the purpose of a match function. See here, the rain in Spain stays mainly in the plane. So this is a string. In that string, I say dot match. So what we are trying to do here, match. Let's see, it's matching. It's just trying to match AIN. Okay, AIN means how many times it AIN appear. Okay, it just display it in demo variable. Okay, see here, AIN means 3 times AIN is there. So how many times you see here AIN is there? After that, uh, after that AIN. So I'll check, means globally how many times AIN is there. AIN 3 times AIN is there. Then so the meaning of a G is, so definition, just a minute. Event JavaScript expression. So for that purpose, we need to understand the meaning of the this is G. Perform a global match. Find all match rather than stopping after the match. Okay. Perform the global match means here, uh, here it's checking that here in this string. Sorry, I check here. This is the string. AIN is there. AIN is here, and AIN is here. Okay. AIN is here also. This it ignore the capital letter. Okay. If you want to case sensitive matching, so here this is a match. What it do, it's just a match. Means here what written, this is the regular expression. This is called as a regular expression. It match the things those are here in a string, then it will uh, return that string and assign it to the variable. Okay, so here you can see match AIN. So 3 times it matches the AIN and retrieve that 3 times AIN and with the comma separated value. Okay, so in a match condition, there are different kind of regular expressions are there. G means to perform the entire document. If you say perform the case sensitive matching, here also if I write here I run and tried, so it gives me the only one AIN, this only. Okay, it displays only one AIN, means a case sensitive. Okay, so again, means only one times, even though it's appear multiple times. First time it appear, it display me the AIN. Okay, so there are different modifiers are there. Okay, so but what these are different meaning of uh, the regular expression. Okay, these are the different kind of regular expressions are there. Okay, but our main intention, we just need to understand the match field. Okay, the match field, what it do, whatever the regular expression written here, okay, it just extract that string. Okay, through which we understand that whether this string is a matching with this criteria or not. This regular expression criteria is saying that just a match AIN in the string and return it. Okay, so regular expression generally used to validate the JavaScript. Majorly regular expression used to validate the JavaScript. So I will show you how we can write the regular means sorry, to write the regular expression and understand the regular expression is the separate language. I'm saying to write, understand the regular expression, which is the separate language. Okay, so regular expression is a huge concept. Okay, so we'll not go in more deep. We just take what we required. Okay, so here what I'm doing, I just go on Google and I say uh, regular JavaScript email validation. JavaScript email validation regular expression. Okay, so through which I'll get the different kind of regular expressions. Okay, there are n number of regular expressions are there. So here I can see that here is one regular expression. You have entered the invalid event. Whenever you perform the operation using the regular expression, okay, and what I'm saying, using the, then it will return means while if you go in the traditional way of a JavaScript to write the to validate the fields, then it will difficult. Okay, and it will not work accurately. So it's better to go with the regular expression. Okay, so I'll check any simple regular expression and through which how we can implement it. Okay, so here I'll say that mm, okay, now okay, I just copy this regular expression. Okay, copy this regular expression. So I'm not going to write by my own. So if I need to understand the meaning of entire this regular expression, it take huge time to understand. And as I earlier told you, this writing the regular expression is a separate language. We can say it as a separate language, regular expression. Okay, so what I do, I will just go here. Okay, so I paste it here. Okay, so mail format. Now here, now I remove this section. So see how I'm writing. If match, here match alert and return else. Okay, our purpose is this thing only. Okay, so here I'm writing this with a regular expression. Now say input of text value match with this field. Okay, so my email ID field, I just copy document dot email dot value. I just paste it here. Okay, value dot match. Sorry. Okay, so here document in my form email value match mail format. Means this is my format. This is a regular expression is my format. If if it will match, then it will say alert. It will say valid email address and return. But in this case if it will in this case we need to perform some opposite operation. Okay, means if this will run, if email id is correct, then it will say valid email address. Otherwise, in our case, if we need to check that the email id, when the wrong email id is entered, means when this condition is true, means this email id is correct. What I do, when it return the true, how to make it false, I just write here not. Okay, means it will make it false. Whatever the, if this return the true, this not will make it a false. Okay, and after that what happened, if the email id is wrong, then it will enter here. Okay, and it return the true and it will fulfill our purpose. Okay, so I'll say here invalid. Now I save this, and check the alert, my alert is working or not. Okay, I go here, refresh it here. Now I say I enter some wrong email ID here, submit, invalid email address. Okay, it gives me the error message, invalid email address. Now I go here and write double, okay, and correct now. Okay, see, invalid email address. Okay, if I write this way, then put it close to this, it's a invalid email ID. Now I'll say enter the correct email ID. Now see, okay, it accept it, okay, without any message. So means this things is working perfect. And you can see that earlier plain JavaScript, what we need to do, we need to write huge code, more 4 5 lines code. Here in a single line, what I'm doing, I just saying that here it call the function, it call the function valid email address, and also check the blank, and we are giving same message for both the condition. Okay, so when it say document dot my form dot email dot value blank, then it's this condition is true, it enters. Okay, and if it check that if this condition is true, means there's nothing is written, means there's no email id, and it's invalid also. So here if this there is something value, then this condition is it, this condition, if something is written here, this condition is false, because we are checking blank. And if validate email, then it will enter here. Then after that it goes to the this function, which function we have written. So here it goes here, the function we have written in this function. Now it check the regular expression. This is the regular expression for email validation. So for each validation, for phone number validation or different kind of validation, you will get this kind of regular expression. In this regular expression, what I'm saying, document.myphone.email email value mail format, if this matching, this regular expression is match, then what it say, I'm saying it ignore, means make it a false. You agree? Means I'm saying not, means this condition is true. If this condition is true, see, if I enter the if I enter here the wrong email id, okay, if I enter the wrong email id, then condition will be false, it will not return true. But here I want, if enter the wrong, I want true here. Okay, that's why I say not. I say not, means it reverse true to false. Means if I this string email is, see, I have entered the correct email. Okay, I have entered the correct email, so it make it to false. Okay, and it will jump outside. Okay, so here nothing will be written here. Okay, or we can write the separate else condition here. Okay, then it will not display this error message. Okay, so I hope you understand. If I enter the wrong email address, then it say false, and this negate not sign will convert false to true, and it's enter here, and after that it's written true here, here true, and then it will enter and display my message there. So like this way we have validated the using the so same way, this is the regular expression. Same way you will get the regular expression for 5-digit zip code. Same way we'll get the regular expression. So here we have zip code field also. Same way we can put the regular expression. So I just go here online, I'll say JavaScript uh, zip code. See, the regular expression for zip code validation in JavaScript. You will get all the kind of the see here you will get the, this is a regular expression. See, this is a regular expression. This is a regular expression. You just need to put this regular expression in your, where you need to put, you need to take in it one variable and say match. say match and write same way. Okay, so it will return the zip code validation. As we have zip code is here. Okay, you can write the zip code validation is also here. So there are two way, is a plain JavaScript way, and there is another way is uh, regular expression. So regular expression is the more preferred way for validation, regex. Okay, regex, regular expression is the more preferred way for validation. So whenever we are going to validate email ID, zip code, or different kind of strings, so you need to use the regular expression for validation. Okay, so we'll stop here and we'll discuss more on more on the different things like that. When we click here, when I click here, then it will display the content. How it will display the content it in table. So I will discuss on this. Okay, in upcoming session we'll discuss on this.